So, wait, is the NFL getting rid of bye weeks then? Because it just said they're likely adopting a 17-game schedule, which means they'll play all 17 games for a shot to become 16-1 instead of 15-1. If that's the case, next season shall be interesting. I have to get back to building my racetracks in here. I might keep Daytona the way it is for this first season, but next season it will have renovations done to it so that we can have more safety equipment there, or safety vehicles and stuff. And I'm gonna put in a new flag stand for next season too. I might do something like this layout right here, except I don't know how I'm going to bank the turns or the front stretch. We'll have to figure that one out. I just know that these races, they don't make you as much money by yourself, but they're easier by yourself. Because you can just go into a stunt race, which is what I'm doing right here, by yourself, and just do the number of laps, however many you want, and make money. Start finding people to do this IMSA racing as well. Instead of calling them different track names, I'm calling them the real NASCAR tracks. We'll probably do some racetracks today too, because we got time before the CBC tonight, but I don't know how much time I don't know much time I'll have before the truck race on NASCAR Heat 5 that I'm going to do at Bristol. It's not that very many laps, so it should be good. 8 grand's not a lot, but it's not bad either. And that truck race will be live at 3:30 Eastern. I want to make sure I said that right. Yep, Eastern Daylight Time. Some people may argue, well, you should know that, but it's kind of hard for me. Hang on just a minute, guys. I I know it may seem crazy not to do it with other people, but I'd rather just do the races by myself. Oh, and I also gotta mention, you're not always gonna make 8 grand, so don't expect it always. Some races you may make 8 grand, other races you may make only 7 grand. It just depends on the track. Alright. Sorry that we took forever there. But let's go back. I have not done this one yet. Oh, and during the chocolate race later today, I may use the steering wheel, so I know in some of my races I did do commentary. If I'm not doing commentary, that's why. And we will be back. I know we just got back, but we'll be back again. Oh, and what if I do use the steering wheel, which I probably will. You may see us crash a lot like last week. It's because I just got the thing and I am not quite used to it yet. So bear with us. Please do not leave mean comments. And also make sure you like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because yeah, that way you don't miss any new videos. And we're trying to get to 1,000 public watch hours, so I can create a super chat if you guys wanted to donate. I've had some people ask me about that in the past, and before I can do that, I need 1,000 public watch hours. It looks like we got a road course styled track here, so this is kind of cool. Now I gotta say, there is no way they would run a track that banked in NASCAR, especially that high up. Oh yeah, and those of you who watch NASCAR, what do you guys think about them considering running the Chicago street course? Now this is different from a road course. A road course is a specially made track with left and right turns, obviously, for racing it. This is a street course, meaning it's the actual streets of Chicago that they're gonna be using for this race. They're gonna be doing it on iRacing. What would you guys think if NASCAR considered running this in IRL? And I'm guessing if they run this in IRL, which obviously we're talking about IRL here, but I'm just saying because some people confuse it sometimes. Would they drop a track, or would they just add it to the 36 race schedule and make it 37 races this season? Also, do you think some of the quad oval races at Texas, Atlanta, and any other track that has a quad oval, do you think those races should be shorter? Because at not Kansas, at Atlanta it's like 325 laps, but I think at Texas it's 334 or something like that. Do you think those should be only 234 and 225 laps? Or should they be even shorter than that? Maybe 125 laps and 134 laps. Also, we're getting a racing league up and going here on GTA, is what I was mentioning those racetracks about. I'm making them in captures due to certain restrictions in the race mode. Obviously, when we do these races, we're not doing the capture. If you're interested, I'm on PS4. My gamer tag's right there, where it says Hot Ring Circuit City Slick. Just add me, or you could message the group, or not the group, you could message the, put it down in the chat, and I will talk to you more about it then. And also, we got a NASCAR Heat 5 and Heat 4 league gonna get up and running, so if you're interested in joining that and have NASCAR Heat 5 for PS4, you know, you can either drop your gamer tag in the comments below and I'll add you, or you could just tell me you're interested and I'll give you my gamer tag. And I will do further details there. Oh, and also, you can also drop your gamer tag or tell me you're interested if you want to join a roleplay server here on GTA 5. We have our roleplays on Fridays and Saturdays, and we train Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we recruit on Mondays. Recruiting day is not mandatory for you to show up, but you need to show, and I'm going to change this rule up a little bit. It is mandatory for you to show up to at least one of the trainings in the week. We're just looking for more people, specifically law enforcement, fire, EMS. That new tow truck came out in the game, and even though it's kind of garbage because it doesn't hold cars, we're looking for people to do that. We're looking for people to be judges in our court system we have. Defense attorneys, prosecuting attorneys, and so on. More details will come if you're interested. I'm not going to list them all here because there's way too many. Now, keep in mind, we are a strict community, so please don't break the rules if you're interested, and we'll get along just fine. Reason we're looking for more people is because we're trying to build the server. That, and we got people that don't even show up sometimes. So we need more people. This community used to have an age restriction, but you can be anywhere from 12 and up to join. I'd even work with you. Yeah, 12 and up. I think that's fair. It's not really a restriction. It's just There's no way in the world would I want a 5-year-old to join because they don't necessarily know all the rules yet. And I don't want drama, that, and I've had issues in the past, that's why I say that. And no offense to anybody that it may be that age, I'm just saying. No. I think I'm gonna go do some of those survivals now. Alright guys, I had to go mute everybody. Sorry for what you guys heard there. I was in game chat. And that and a bunch of people are doing this with me, which I would say it's better. It's better to have more than just one person do this anyway. Now these, like I said, they're easier with more than one person. Basically how these survivals work is you just try to survive as many waves as you can. I think I haven't done one of these in a while, but I think the more you survive, the more money you get. Oh shoot. Of course, a whole bunch of them had to spawn next to me. And I think, yeah. I was gonna say, I think if you, I think if you die, you have to spectate until the wave is done. Okay, this guy looks good, so. We may have a shot at this. Also, these survivals are a good way to get your aim correct. And it may even teach you a thing or two about surviving against other players. Of course, I don't have to bet anything that some of these guys are probably talking trash right now. But who cares?
Don't mess with me.
I gotta say, this is directed at anybody that talks smack. If you talk smack about other players, you must not be very happy with your own self. Like, the idea of games is to try your best. Don't let other people put you down just because you tried your best. And like, for an example, if you're doing one of these, just because you didn't survive doesn't mean you didn't try your best. Like, for an example, me, there was nothing I could do about all them guys spawning next to me. Except try to survive.
Shit, this fucking gun.
Mother of crap. Took away all my good weapons. I'm gonna quit this one and get all my weapons out of my mobile operations center and then go back in it. Because I think the reason it took away my weapons is because I have them stored right now. Okay, it's probably gonna call me a bad sport for leaving that without completing it, but I really don't care. I toggled a mute on everybody, that way they can do their thing and I can do my thing, so that nobody's bothering each other. Let's turn that off before we get copyrighted. And back to the part where I was talking about trash talk. I think the only reason players talk trash about other players is because some part I do understand their point of view. It does get frustrating when you keep having to restart something, especially a heist. But at the same time, like I said, there's no point in talking smack about other players. At least they tried. And at least they put their time in to help you, so you should at least appreciate that. Okay, I don't need any melee weapons. I ain't gonna be using a pistol in there. Yeah, I usually put all the unrealistic weapons away when I do my CVCs, which is cops versus civs. For those of you who don't know that, let's put that money in the bank real quick. Because that way, if you put them in your mobile operations center, but in order to do that, before I finish explaining what I was saying, in order to do that, you have to have the weapon workshop. And in order to put a car in here, like I have my NASCAR here, you have to own the vehicle workshop. But now back to what I was saying. It's easy to just put your weapons in your mobile operations center that are unrealistic. That way you don't accidentally pull out the wrong thing. You know, during the CVC or whatever type you're doing. Also, here's just a couple of tips. If you're into CVC like I am, and if you're not, you're not, cool. It's fine, you don't have to be, it's not any mandatory. But anyway, what I was saying was, here's a couple of tips. It's best to not let your people play music during the streams if you stream it. Not even uncopyrighted music. It's just best not to do that because even though it may seem uncopyrighted, not all music is uncopyrighted. Like there's certain parodies that are copyrighted and stuff like that. So it's just best to say no to the music.
Why don't you go on back to your no count asshole. Get out! Fuck you!
And yeah.
Got a boy hurt.
And secondly, you need to be prepared for discipline for your recruits if they don't want to listen or follow the rules or anything like that. You can't let them get away with that stuff. It's okay to let them get away with it sometimes, but it depends on how big the offense is. And I guess since some people have a really big swearing vocabulary, just don't let them say certain words, like offensive words, or the F-bomb's not really a good word to say even though it's not offensive. But yeah, it's best to not let them say any offensive words, any F-bombs, anything like that. And I should get away because that's usually where they all spawn at. And secondly, do types of RP that people like. People like CVCs. You know, me and my friends don't always do cops and crooks. We do camping RPs and stuff like that, where basically we just go up to Polito Bay, and then we just camp in the mountains. Like, find something everybody likes. So maybe if CVC is not your thing, go for like one of the camping things or something. After all, you can use practically any vehicle you want. And, you know, not be told otherwise. In CVCs, I know they don't usually allow sports cars. I mean, if your group does, you're not doing anything wrong, but I know I only allow certain types of sports cars, and, you know, I don't allow supercars just because I feel like it can give an unfair advantage to the civilian. But anyway, those are just a couple pointers. And if people don't like your rules, this is a big pointer here. If people don't like your rules, that kind of is, I guess, bad to be them, because if you're the owner of the community, you need to have rules and stuff like that to keep it a fun community for everybody. Like, for an example, if Billy Bob's violating the bullying policy you have, you don't want him to ruin it for other people, so you need to have, like, tough restrictions and stuff. You can't just say, oh, that's fine if he calls somebody the N-word, for an example. Okay, so we survived 3 waves. And what's cool about these is all you gotta do is just survive. It's like no time limit, you just survive as many waves as you can. I think a goal for your first time, a good goal at least, would be 5. At least survive 5 waves. Then after that, try for 10 and so on. Don't just assume, oh, on your first try, oh, I'm gonna survive 30 waves. If you can, that's cool. But like I was saying, just try for at least 5 on your first. You know, your first rodeo. After all, your first day at the police department, you're not gonna get captain. It takes a lot of patience and time to earn a higher rank. So, it takes a lot of patience and time to get this right. And like I said, the best part about these is you just survive and have fun. Like, you don't need to worry about what anybody else is gonna think if you don't survive. You just survive. So around wave 4, just for references, that's when the helicopters will start coming in. So you need to be prepared for that. And I guess it wouldn't hurt to pick up this ammo or weapons, or not weapons, money. Okay, so we're to wave 5. We're gonna at least try to survive this round. Like I said, even though this isn't my first rodeo with these, I think 5 would be a great start. Oh! Okay, we made it to 5, but we did not survive 5. We did not survive 5, but we did make it to 5. So that's a good start. That's not bad. And you don't necessarily, when you set your goal for 5, you don't necessarily have to survive 5. You could just reach 5. I know I said it's easier with more players, but it's also harder with more players, especially if you're streaming, because think about it. You got the players talking or, you know, other stuff. So sometimes doing stuff by yourself is more fun. And that's the only reason I kicked that guy. It's not anything against him. It's just I'm in the middle of a stream and sometimes people that join can be a little distracting as well.
Motherfucker!
Piece of shit.
Take cover, Holmes! Fuck you, punk!
But at the same time, you can teach new people a thing or two. So we're gonna set a goal for 5 here, just because we haven't done this in a while.
Hey, man, down, he needs some help. Fucking Adam. Vamos por vida. Chinga tu madre, puto.
Get the cars, eh? You're so fucking dead!
And I would not recommend using a pistol. To do this whatsoever.
Chinga tu madre. I'm out. That's it. Nowhere to escape now.
Ah, we blew ourselves up. So we did not make it to 5 there. That was a complete fail because we blew ourselves up there. Thought I was far enough back, but that's okay. I may even try to do Kyle Perico by myself. Okay, so this section is probably gonna get copyrighted because that song. Okay, we're gonna try to get to 5 here. Because that meth lab survival was a complete fail. We blew ourselves up trying to get to the health kit. But the reason we shot that thing in the first place is because there was a guy standing on the other side of that. This is gonna be the gang people. So it looks like they're coming around this corner to start.
You dead, motherfucker! You dead! You heard? Slide under! Motherfucker, we got one! Damn, you hit?
I know to get better. Oops. I know to get better at shooting and stuff for the CVCs. I actually came down here in free mode and basically just took out the gangsters. Okay, so sometimes you may need to heal in the middle of a wave, but I would recommend trying your best to wait until the end of the wave to heal and all that stuff. And use a gun like I'm using right here, like the LMG, a light machine gun, if you have it. If not, assault rifles and shotguns are good.
You better pray you die quick! Find the fucking
We were rushed by all those gangsters and we took them all out. So we got through 2. I'm gonna try for 5, but depending on how harder it gets each time, we could survive a lot more than 5. Like I said, don't go for an excessive goal like 30 on your first rodeo. Or let's say you haven't even done this in a while, don't go for like 30. When you just start back up doing it, I would recommend
Let's fucking go now!
starting off with reasonable numbers and working your way up. Now, we're not exactly in cover back here.
Move the fuck back! All of shit! Y'all better get out of here! Shit! Oh God, motherfuckers, die! You stupid ass motherfucker! Ballers for life! Hey, take cover!
Oh, so I think we only reached 2 or 3. We reached 3. So that did get a little bit harder. We had a lot more gang people there. But I feel like we could have done better by finding a good cover spot. I'm going to go to free mode. And then I'm just going to mute everybody there and probably do Cayo Perico. Speaking of the devil, there's the advertisement for it. And for those of you wondering, we got about an hour and 31 minutes before we start up that truck race. That will not be on this live stream. That will be on a completely different one. Give me a sec, guys. I don't want to bother anybody in here.
Holy fuck!
Okay. Now that we did that, let's go over to our submarine, wherever it's... There it is. So we did ourselves a couple of races, couple survivals. The first one we actually reached 5. Second one we blew ourselves up on the first one, which was bust, and we only made it to round 3. Alright, so we're actually going to... We're actually gonna go to Grapeseed and recover a, truck for the casino, then we're gonna do the Cayo Perico. So let's call in Pegasus so we can get our buzzard to get there. Unless we got another helicopter.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Thank you, sir. Your spectacular aircraft is now ready for you at our nearest airfield.
Well, that's not really an airfield where it spawned at. That's actually on top of the hospital. I have that marked as a point of interest for RP purposes, for our paramedics. I drive them there. They save that as a point of interest. That way they know where every hospital is for the patients. So they don't have to be like, where's the hospital at? And the hospital varies on jurisdiction of roleplay too, so if we're in the city, it'll be depending on where we're at. If we're in Davis, like I believe this is Davis, where we're at now, this hospital right here where my helicopter's at will be the go-to. If we're up in Vinewood, the Philbox Hill Medical Center will be our go-to. And if we're over in where Michael lives, which I believe is Rockford Hills, yes, it's Rockford Hills, then we will go to Mount Zona. If we're in Sandy Shores, we'll use that little mini urgent care styled hospital. And if we're in Paleto, we'll also use that urgent care hospital. Hopefully we can get there, get the truck, and get back without anybody blowing us up. As long as they don't bother me, I won't bother them. That's the way I run things in here. Flying over one of the racetracks down there. It's a dirt track. We use that for our racing league here on GTA. And we also, that's our go-to track every week when we just do free mode races. I gotta say though, I'm liking that idea of the Chicago street course. And since they're doing that on iRacing, when I finish building the tracks, I'm gonna make a street course down there in the city. And like I said, those of you who may have just tuned in, the difference between a street course and road course is a road course is a special built track with. And a street course also has right and left turns, but a road course has right and left turns as well. It's basically a special built track with walls and a bunch of other stuff there. If it's Sonoma, they do have a couple of hills there. And then a street course is pretty much just a street in a city that are closed down by the police, and then that's where they run it at. Okay, I believe we are here, so good. Now would be a good time for me to parachute down. Who cares if it blows up, because I can just call it back. I really hope these guys can't hear me though, because I don't want to bother them. So search the area for the delivery truck. Okay. Oops. So a smart choice would be is to oops, I can't retire. I was gonna say a smart choice would be is to call in a motorcycle and just retire from my CEO, but apparently I can't do that. think I see the delivery truck from over here. Oh, there's an ATV over here. That might make things a little easier for us. And it's anywhere in this yellow, so that's why I'm not going outside of it. Should need to go back in it. Oops. Sorry guys, please ignore what I'm doing. We are destroying the farm. Those poor farmers spent so much time. But I think they'll get over it. There it is. Whoa, is that Trevor Phillips' truck? Somebody must have stole Trevor's truck. Okay, it looks like he has to go to the music locker. Let's turn off the radio so we don't get copyrighted. And it says destroying the champagne in the back of the delivery truck. Or it says be careful not to destroy the champagne in the back of the delivery truck. So let's try not to run into anything here. Because obviously if the champagne gets destroyed, we'll fail. And that won't work out too well. And it says we need to slow down. Because it will destroy the champagne if we drive too fast.
Send me that pic you took yesterday.
You got demons in you.
So we're just going to drive nice and slow all the way back to the city. Which I really don't even need this waypoint, but it automatically sets it. And I'm glad I didn't decide to use my steering wheel for this, because the champagne probably would have been destroyed if I used that. We don't want to get ran over by a train in the process. So that would really destroy the champagne.
What?
I don't think I'm going to get any money for this, but that's okay. Gotta be careful, the truck's kind of shaking there. Over there is where we were doing that one survival at. Just be careful here, not to run into anything. Basically, we're going to be going the opposite way. If those of you who saw last night's stream, we're going to be going the opposite way we went last night when we were returning to our house. Normally where those AIs are going to, that's the highway we would have entered to get to our house. But we're going to be staying on this one right here, the pavement, not the cement. We just got to take our time here, like it says. think a couple of players may have joined, so because I had to go mute them. That's gonna destroy the champagne a little bit. We may have to destroy it a little bit to lose this guy. I know it said be careful not to destroy it, but that guy was coming up fast with the rockets. So hopefully it's not completely destroyed when we get there. Of course he has nothing better to do. Of course he's throwing C4 on it. Well, we didn't make it back to the casino. No thanks to this clown right here. And that sucks because we didn't get to... Karma! Let's find a new session here. May have got a little too excited there when that guy blew up, but hey, that's karma for what he did to me. And I can tell you that that was no low level that did that either, because he had a really fast car and a bunch of weapons. There's no way a low level did that. That had to have been like one of those levels that have been playing since the game came out. Also, let's just change our outfit a little bit. But hey, he was the better player there. He got us before we finished. Nothing we can do about it. mean, we can try again some other time when it pops up. And no, we're not no try hard either. We're just putting this outfit on. I know if my one friend was here in this game right now, I don't think he would have let that happen. Okay. Now, unfortunately, since we did leave that session because just to avoid that player that would have probably kept coming back and just making it hard for us to do stuff, we just joined a new session. Obviously, some people may look at that as like, why didn't you stay there and fight them? Well, in reality, like I said, I'm trying to make some money here because I'm broke. Like, that's one of those insurgent pickups that character's driving right there, or player. Maybe that wasn't the smartest choice to try to go that way. Well, that's not what we were trying to do entirely there. Come on, are you really gonna make me destroy my vehicle, game? There we go. This four-wheeler here, to some people the Blazer may be better, but this one sounds more realistic. That, and I really don't care how fast it goes, because this is what I use for like camping RPs and stuff. Which is what we were originally going to do last night, was the camping. But, and hold on just 1 second, because I'm running out of charge here. That is one thing I like about this steering wheel, is you don't run out of charge, because it's not meant to be charged. Unless if some of them are not Bluetooth, unless if some of them are wireless, I don't know. I don't have a wireless one. Best thing about my steering wheel is someday when I get a PC, someday when I get a PC I can use it on there as well. Hopefully I can find somebody to build me one for... It still ain't gonna be cheap because it's a PC we're talking about, but like... Hopefully we can find somebody to build one for me for the right price. I'd recommend building one because you get what you want, more on the lines of just buying one. But, you know, some people buy them and that's just what they like to do. We're just gonna swim to our submarine. Yeah, give me 1 second. Alright. Got that taken care of. And if you ever get bored in GTA, there's many things you can do. Let's say your friends, you know, don't want to play that day and you're just playing by yourself. You can grind, like what I just did. Go into a survival or a race and just, you know, by yourself and just make money. Now, like I said, you only get like a certain amount, but if you keep going in there, it will accumulate eventually. I think we might have to do all the setups though. I ran this. When did I run this? I think it was either end of December, beginning of January, or sometime in there. I can't remember when I last ran the Cayo Perico, but I know it's been a while. It's also been a while since I ran the casino and got it done successfully. Which, that heist is just hard for me. Not every heist is gonna be easy for you in this game either. Just because like you're a really good player, they could add a heist in that it may even test even the good players. Like this one, you gotta be careful to do everything without alerting the guards. And if you alert the guards, best bet is to just shoot them. Same at the casino. If you alert them, best thing is to just shoot your way out of there rather than just trying to not alert the guards. And when you get back upstairs into the area where you go to enter, as long as you kill any guards that may be in your path, even if they shoot at you, you can just run to the exit. I recommend running to the closest exit to you. That's how me and my friends have beat it before. They shot at us, but we ran to the closest exit and got out of there. Okay, we finally have reached the submarine here. I mean, I do gotta say though, the best thing about me completing the Cayo Perico heist is I can visit the beach party anytime I want in free mode. Maybe someday Rockstar will make it to where you can visit the entire island.
Welcome back to the drawing board, Capitan. No mini madrazo to keep happy this time.
We are working for ourselves, yes?
And this is not a blank canvas. We have record of what we learned before. Only now, who knows what Mr. Rubio has involved? Our first job is to find out. The beach party is over, so we cannot again be unassuming poor manager for kind of music. We will need new approach for reconnaissance. So I have suggestion. We find one of the planes his buyers used to smuggle their business into Los Santos. We disguise you as one of them, fly the plane back to the island, and we keep fingers crossed they do not shoot you straight away. You like this plan? Good.
Why don't we just start with gathering intel? Okay. Now hopefully we don't have to swim too far.
The greatest heist of modern times. Same heist again, huh? Okay.
Hello, this is Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Thank you, sir. Your beautiful watercraft is now ready for you at our nearest harbor.
And of course. Oh wait, I forgot, you can drive this. Oh, I think, crap, I went back in. I think you have to request it outside. I forgot you can request a boat too. Yeah, we don't want to invite anybody. Best thing I like about this heist too, though, is that you can do it by yourself. There it is, over there. And to request this boat after your submarine, those of you who may be new to this, it's completely free of charge. But you do have to pay for the setup. We're gonna head towards Merryweather HQ. From there, we're probably gonna find a chopper somewhere and fly to where we need to go. Which is... it's in Polito, it says. Yep, it's right here. So we'll fly to where we need to go. Oops, don't want to waypoint the water. And always have a plan too about how you're gonna go about things. This is where you go in story mode to run from the police when I believe it's Lamar, Stretch, and Franklin are on those jet skis. Because there's some cops running down this as you run up it. And I know you can't retire because management. CO vehicles. Look at that. You can request a buzzard right through. I didn't even have to find one. I knew you could do it at your office, and I was pretty sure you could do it through your interaction menu too. But I didn't want to put out false information, so I wanted to try it. Now, some of the vehicles do cost money. They're not free, but I think if you own that vehicle, it's free. Which I own the Buzzard, so that's probably why that was free. And if you have to go a long distance, I recommend flying. So we got about 55 minutes until we transition over to NASCAR to run our race, and then we'll be back on here on. We may play a couple different games too in the process. Haven't really played Farming Sim in a while. That's kind of one of my go-to snow day or break games. And then we'll probably play that for like 30 minutes and then come on here. Then I want to show you guys those racetracks and make some more. There has to be enough for 36 races in a season. And then the Maze Bank Arena, which I call it Bristol because I have it set up on the roof of that. It pretty much looks like a racetrack up there. That's gonna undergo. Oops, hang on, some people joined. Don't want to bother anybody, like I said. Alright, there we go. So anyway, the Maze Bank Arena track will undergo some renovations, and the Daytona track I made will undergo renovations to make them better, but that will be after we have the races there for the season. I was gonna say, I hope I have a parachute. Yep, the reason I keep muting everybody is so I don't bother them, because obviously when you live stream, you talk a lot, and some people that may get a little annoying to them. So that's why. I mute them. So I don't bother them. And this is gonna suck because I'm not good at flying planes. looks like we only have 5 minutes to be there. Otherwise, we won't make our expected arrival time.
Of course you do. You have so many of your own. Well, it all began when I was just humbled to death on new propaganda-class nuclear submarine. One day, the captain, he comes into my room and... Oh, shit! Not that light blinking again. We continue this later, yes, Captain? Okay, good.
Like I said, I'm not really the best plane flyer. I'm better at helicopters, but when it comes to landing helicopters and planes, I'm not really good at that. So, I don't need to know 2 times in a row that I'm a bad plane flyer. I mean, honesty is the best policy, just like Darman said on his video. But sometimes being a little too honest is not needed. Oh, by the way, when you're doing the setups, this is the only time in free mode that you can fly to the island, but it doesn't necessarily show your flight to the island. It's pretty much a teleportation. But like, this is the only time you can witness the fly to the island. I don't think you can destroy this thing because I'm pretty sure you'll fail if you do, so I have to be careful when I land this. What would really be cute is if someone blew this up because I went all the way up there to get it. And that would kind of be a disappointment. But once I fly out over the ocean, I don't think they can get me. Because like I said, they can't just fly to Cayo Perico unless if they're in this with me. Or unless if they have unlocked the future to fly. But in reality, they can only go to the beach party if they fly over here. They can't go outside of the beach party. Oh, yep, it's gonna teleport. Never mind. Never mind. Misinformation there. It is gonna teleport me to the island. And speaking of that, if you're into RPs, the Cayo Perico beach party would be perfect for a vacation. I mean, you can swim to some extent.
Why can't you assholes be on time for once, eh? Arms out, let's go.
So if you're doing the same thing as me, this is what you're gonna undergo. If you're new, like if you already know this stuff, ignore what I'm saying here.
Once you leave the airstrip, do not let the guards get a good look at you. The disguise is not perfect. They see you clearly while you're in the wrong place. They will put 2 and 2 together and make bullet, yes?
Okay, so it says they'll hear the engine. So let's not get too close to them. And I don't want to put out misinformation, but I think every vehicle for the Cayo Perico heist is out. If it's not, you know, let us know. But I think for the most part, every vehicle is out. So we just gotta be a little careful down here. We got to sneak. And then we gotta sneak past this one right here. Oh, we gotta sneak to the communications tower, okay. So if you do what I do and avoid the cameras at all costs by driving up in the grass or something, you should be fine. Drive by one of them cameras and that's it. Game over. You're gonna have to deal with a bunch of guards. Now sometimes you can't always control what sees you and what doesn't, but sneaking by is the best thing to go. Right there's the beach party. I just drove into the beach party. Oops. Okay, well, we're gonna have to get a different one because we just tried to... Uh-oh. This ain't gonna be good. Let's play it cool and stay out of the cones of vision of that. Let's keep running. Oh, that was close. Might get caught here. Up, yep, we got caught. Okay, so I think if you're caught, you have to restart back at the airstrip.
Remember, the guards think you are nothing but filthy smuggler. You break the rules too many times, they break you one time, with no need to do it again.
Okay, so it says we'll be thrown off the island if we're caught too many times. Okay, this has a lot of noise to it, so... I don't stress too many times about not being successful at this. Because for me, this is a lot easier than the casino heist. just keep driving in the grass all the way around, staying out of their vision. Oh. This might be just a little bit hard right here. That was a little too obvious. Okay, maybe we're gonna get a little help with this part right here, this setup right here. So I think we're just gonna return to LS.
¿Qué pasa? Hola. ¿Viste el partido de fútbol de anoche? ¡Increíble! Los partidos son demasiado caros, así que los veo por la tele.
What the heck's in here?
As expected, I will mark this location.
Let me see if I can get up there through this way. Shoot, I can't. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna find a new session. And we're actually gonna end this live here because we're getting down to the wire. We have about 37 minutes until we got the race going, so thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the race.